Okay, cool. Well, thank you for letting me have some time to speak to GSHA about the Museum of Utah. I know some of you may know we are in the mo middle of building the Museum of Utah. Everything's pretty much almost 100% approved. Things are being built. Um, if you go to the Capitol, you'll see the building pretty much, I think it's already completely built. They're just doing the inside. Um, and as you also may know, we're doing a temporary exhibit for the America 250 project or commemoration that just started really in this 4th of July. But it's just to show Peoples of Utah. And we're looking at Peoples of Utah, the original that was done and published in the 1970s. And then the current one, Peoples of Utah Revisited, which you all have been a really big part of. And so we are sharing a lot of the scans and that we got from some of the scan and shares we did with you in this specific exhibit. So I'm excited to show that with you. I was going to focus on that, but I know because unfortunately your previous speaker that you had scheduled today couldn't make it. I decided to share all the broad presentation of the Museum of Utah with you. So this is what we'll see first, and then we'll jump to that temporary special exhibit that will feature GSHA. Um, I do want to let you know, I am not really, I have been helping with the Museum of Utah, but I'm not as knowledgeable of it. So this will be a broad overview. I've attended many of these presentations, so I will be able to share with you, exact things. However, if you do have questions about the museum, I may not be able to answer. So I'll be, clear with that. But I can always direct your questions to the director, Tim Glenn. Okay, but yeah, so I'll start. Oops, maybe. Okay, maybe go back. Okay, so this is where the museum is. The museum will open in June 2026 at the North Capitol building. So it's pretty much in back of the main Capitol right now in Salt Lake City. So it'll be a four-story building include with a fifth floor on the bottom, so a basement level. Um, Let me go actually. I'll keep going because there's another slide for that. But this is what it'll look like. Again, if you've been towards near the Capitol, I'm pretty sure most, if not all of the outside is built. I know they're doing a lot of the inside, especially the exhibit. So it's a free state history museum. It is
Wait,
also,
excuse
yes.
me. I'm sorry, but which part? I don't. Which part is going to be the museum? That little
Uh,
building? Do
no,
you have a
so
pointer?
yeah, well, yeah, let me actually, I don't have a pointer. I have an arrow. Can you see the arrow?
Yes.
So the first the first floor right here will be the entire museum. So the whole bottom
Oh,
part. On the second level, we'll have all office buildings for people who work for the Museum of Utah, some of Arts and Museums Division, and then all of the Division of Indian Affairs will also be here.
that
Um,
whole big building is going to be the history?
only the second and first, only second, first,
Wow.
and basement levels. The rest will all be for the legislators.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's open for that, and then we also have the collections that will be on the basement level.
Thank
Um,
you.
and it's opening June 2026. Plans or there were set dates that it'll be open. It will most likely be open every day, but they're talking about having it closed on Mondays. But it will be open Sundays. It will be open later hours on some days, and it's free for everyone. Also interesting too, which yeah, it's just odd to think of. I think we're like the last state or one of the last states to have a history museum dedicated to the state. Obviously, we have over, I think, 300 museums, maybe even 500. I don't know. It's a really big number of museums in Utah. But a lot of the history museums we see are really niche. They're specific to a community, a place, a religion, and so on. But this is the first museum in Utah that will really attempt to tell the whole story of Utah.
I lost the audio. So
Yeah,
everybody.
I lost.
Okay.
We lost it too.
We lost
Okay.
audio.
Yeah, I think I lost it as well. I sent a. Let me see if I can get her on the. Give Monique a call. Here's she probably stopped sharing. Are you there, Monique? No, she's not on there. She might have jumped off and back on. Gonna log back on. Okay.
Well, that sounds like an exciting project anyway,
Yes.
doesn't it? Much more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Much more space, and it's wonderful.
I thought she was talking about that little building,
I think
which
that's
is
just the
probably a
entrance.
staircase.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
will
even notice that.
Do you think
Last
her
time,
office, do you think her office will be there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll bet it will be.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can I make a comment?
Uh-huh.
This is Lourdes, by the way. I was at a presentation one time at the Capitol, and there is so poorly recognition of the heritage of Mexico having been part of this state.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we left off, but I'm assuming I'm talking about how big the museum will be.
Okay.
I think we were talking about office space for, yeah, right around there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is the Museum of Utah at the North Capitol. Again, we'll only have the second and first floors. The first floor will all be the Museum of Utah, all the exhibits. The second floor will be offices, including offices for the Division of Indian Affairs. And then the bottom level will, like under all the building, will be our collection space. So all of our collections, including some from arts and museums, will be housed there. Um, it should be open Monday through Sunday. They are thinking of closing it on Mondays just to give some space so we can move things and the exhibits can change and so on. But it will be open Sundays and it will be open later hours as well, and it is free for everyone.
Monique, the question came up, will your office be in that building?
No, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, our public history team is not going to be in this space along with our administration. So we'll be at another building. We're actually looking at a building now to all be housed in North Temple and Redwood near the state library. So somewhere right there. Um, so yeah. Um, so the space will be pretty big. It's about 15,500 square feet of all exhibit space. The exhibit that you'll all be in temporarily for the America 250 project is about 1,300. So to put this all into perspective, the entire exhibit space will be about half the size of the average supermarket or slightly larger than a Trader Joe's. And then for some Utahns, this may be understanding. It also is the average size of a LDS meeting house. So it's a pretty big space. It's so big though, but it's still hard to fit everything in there. Um, so again, it's 2.5 levels at the Capitol building. There's the garden level, which is the collections. This first floor, which will have all the galleries, all the exhibit space, gift shop, visitor services, and the North Capitol building lobby. And the second floor, again, museum offices, Division of Indian Affairs, and so on. Um, so obviously we didn't just say, let's build a museum and then go build it. There was there's a huge process. I think this building the Museum of Utah has been in talks for over 10 years, and it really started making movement in 2021, I think, 2020 even. So the museum team have met with many different groups, including community stakeholders, historians, educators, scholars, also legislative, and so on. So it's just to show you that this museum has received guidance from many different groups, and there's a bunch of input, and it has really helped shape how the Museum of Utah will be represented. We're trying to represent everyone in Utah. So that is from our own community, the Latinos, to different religions, to different just beliefs and so on. And so the process has really helped shape what we're featuring, the stories we're featuring, and so on. I'm gonna skip this. If you want to quickly read it, but it's just to show from that process and from all of the meetings that we've had internally, but also externally with groups, community groups, and so on. The museum is being built off of these five things, I guess. So that way it'll hopefully shape everyone that is from Utah and all the stories that Utah has to tell. And then because of that too, I think when we first started the Museum of Utah, we started sharing stories that were obviously, I mean, not obviously, but there are people that are usually left out of history. And I think that was happening with the Museum of Utah. We realized that we're not talking about this part of Utah. We're not talking about this community and so on. So they've done like a decent amount of content audit just to make sure we're covering the demographics, we're covering all of Utah. And so this map just shows where some of the stories and artifacts are coming from in Utah. There's actually some also from Colorado. I think there's some from northern Arizona and Wyoming. But this just shows that where everything is coming from as far as the exhibit, the stories being told, and the artifacts, but also they really wanted to make sure that the demographics were clear, that we are having equal representation of all of our ethnic communities and so on. So yeah, that's just a little map just shows you that. So this is okay, so I'm just giving you a heads up. So the next few slides, there will be some slides that will show this. So pretend you're a bird and you're looking at it from the bottom. So this is a bird's eye view of the museum. So you're seeing it, from up down. So it might be a little confusing, but you see the door. This is the main entrance. The primary entrance is on the north side, I believe. Yeah. And then this will be the south side to the other part of the Capitol. So you see here how there's it doesn't look like it, but there are 4 galleries. So Inspiring Utah, Building Utah, Connecting Utah, and Becoming Utah. And then there will be a temporary space somewhere here. I don't know, it's one of these blocks. But yeah, so this is the Museum of Utah. Again, this is all on the first floor. So the Becoming Utah Gallery is telling stories of how we became a state. So we include a really neat exhibit space on our Utah Indigenous tribes. So Goshute, Paiute, the Skull Valley Band of Goshutes, Ute, and so on. And so they each have their own piece exhibit, and our director has worked closely with the tribes for consulting, just so that way they have a space to tell their story and the history that they want to. It also shares movement, so like how people got here. Forced movement, whether that be like Topaz, the Japanese internment camp out in Delta. Um, Waves of immigration of people coming here for labor, and work. I know some of that, some of you all share that story, of how your family got to Utah. And then also again how we became a state. So creating desert and U.S. territory, the fight for suffrage and statehood, and so on. Um, so this is just again an overview of that. So this is where from time immemorial, this will be all of the exhibit space for our Native American communities. This will be about the movement space and then creating a state. So obviously this is odd because you're seeing it from on top, but this just gives you a view of what that space will look like. So now pretend you're looking at the exhibit wall. So this is what you will see on the wall. So this is just an example of, again, our exhibit space with our tribal nations. Um, they'll each have a panel to share their stories, and there will also be interactives. You can see there's a little TV here. We have a lot of interactives in all of our exhibit spaces. So it's a lot of things to not just read, but also tap and watch and so on. Um, can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think I just got a message that we lost you again, but maybe you
Yeah.
did.
That was me, and we
Okay.
didn't lose you, but you're back.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. We
I never
understand.
have internet issues, and it's like now I do. Um, but yeah, so that's that. I'm just going to go through this pretty quickly, just again,
Yeah.
because it's just to show you what it is.
Mhm.
So this is an exhibit space where we have artifacts, so you'll see some artifacts outlined here and so on. Um, but I think too with that, because again, I don't want to go through it completely with you. I just wanted to show you again what the space will look like. I may just now jump to that exhibit that I want to share with you, if that's fine. But
Yeah.
again, like I love this part because this is a part where we share value spaces, experience to create, and all of the art that we have here in Utah. But I do want to also let you know some of your images will be in the main exhibit space. Right offhand, I know I just forgot the first one. Oh, Ed Trujillo, or no, Rose Alvarez, your photo that your son Miguel brought of your family in Brigham City, the postcard, that will be in one of the main exhibits. Gloria, are you on here? I think you are. Um, there are photos of your son. There's a photo you donated of four men in like uniforms. That will be part of the main exhibit as well too. So a lot of the stuff that you have contributed to these scan and shares will be part of the main exhibit. So it will be really great when you go and actually see. Um, I know, unfortunately, we tried to get Ed's daughter's quinceañera dress in there, but they couldn't. It was just too big. So I know that it's something that in our back end we really wanted. We're like, oh, can't we just move things? But unfortunately, we couldn't do the space. So hopefully sooner we can have something like that too. Um, I'm going to now share that other screen that I told you about. And I'm going to go through some papers or some screens really fast. So yeah. Um, so this is the again, you're looking at this like you're looking at the exhibit. This is the temper exhibit that one of our part-time, well, so Jamie Van Huss, she is the director of the Hiram City Museum in Hiram and Cache Valley. She was hired to create this exhibit. And I've been working with her closely so we can make sure that this exhibit tells a story of many Utahns. So it's a celebration of America 250. So it's a celebration to commemorate the signing of the Declaration of Independence 250 years ago. And the anniversary is 2026, but we started celebrating it on July 4th this year. So we Jamie was told to make an exhibit for this, and so this is what she has created. It talks about what it means to become a state, what it means to celebrate that, and also to recognize as well. And you all know this: Utah was not a state when the Declaration was signed. We were part of Mexico, so it also shares that and represents, who we are and how we've come over this 250 years. Um, so again, I'm going to just run through a lot of these because a lot of it is just space or things. So this is the exhibit, what it'll be called, The Past is Personal, How We Remember. There are three parts. One will be on Utah and the commemorating of the past. The other one will be on 1976, how 1976 was celebrated. But it'll also go into the Peoples of Utah, which is this. This is the original Peoples of Utah. In 1976, Helen Papa Nicholas uh, had an I always heard anthology called The Peoples of Utah that was published. It was really the first book that was published in Utah, or the first work that was discussed, um, a story aside from the LDS narrative, the pioneer story that we always hear. And so this was really the first book that did that. Yes, Ed has the book up. Um, which is really cool. I went to a scan and share last year, and his name is Martin Munoz. I don't know if anyone knows him, but he brought pictures of his family, and they were featured in the first book of Under the Spanish-Speaking People of Utah. So that was really cool to see that connection. Um, but yeah, so a big part of that will be sharing this and how you commemorate. Again, sorry I'm going through all this because it's like 70, 80 pages of just a lot of stuff. Oh, okay. So this is where your story will live. Um, Again, this is a physical view, so this is kind of how this shows how the exhibit will most likely look like um, in the main exhibit, like in real life. Um, so it starts with the Peoples of Utah, and then it goes into the Peoples of Utah Revisit. Actually, you can see Mireli right here. So let me go more into that. I just wanted to show you that. Peoples of Utah. Again, this is the original. This is a group from, again, the set chapter called Spanish Speaking People of Utah. So this was an image from that book. And this I'll show you because this is really cool too. So I worked closely with Jamie to highlight 15 people, 15 Utahns, and we wanted to make sure that we're representing everyone and anyone, not just people who are well known in Utah's history, like what's his name, Farnsworth, who created the TV. We wanted to make sure that we had representation from different groups, different communities, different places in Utah. And so we were able to highlight, again, 15 people. Most of these people I've worked with, and as you notice, Margie Delgado is in there. So she's right. She'll be actually one of the first pictures if you walk into this gallery. Um, and then let me see. So yeah. Um, so I just want to share that with you. That is a really cool thing. I was really happy that we could grab some people and share that I've met through my work that I've done and share them in this exhibit. And then these are other folks that we have highlighted too. And so this is really why I wanted to share what I wanted to share with you. So this area is the Peoples of Utah Revisited exhibit space. We highlighted three groups. So GSHA, the Cambodian community, and also rodeo queens. So again, we wanted to give an array of this is what Utah is in different ways. Um, And so the Genealogical Society Hispanic America is right here. So you can see too. So this is the Cambodian community. We are also they also let us use some of their Cambodian dress wear to exhibit as well. And then this is the Genealogical Society of Hispanic America. So I don't know if this picture will be there just because it may be a filler, but I believe every picture on here will be part of that. So it'll talk about, it'll give some information about each one that we grab from you from the scan and share. There are stuff here that oops. But I'm not sure if this is actually what they're going to write on there. Um, but yeah, let me see. I think I don't want to say that's it, but this is it. This is the spot that we'll share with the group. So GSHA will be represented in our gallery, Peoples of Utah Revisited. And yeah, it'll open June 2026. We hope that we will be able to invite you all to a preview before the museum opens so you can see the space, and then also other parties and events we're having. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has questions or comments.
I think we're all excited from what I've
This is
seen. Yeah.
really amazing.
Yeah, your pictures there, Dolores.
I know, I see that. I
Yeah,
see that.
I was reading the description. It said Bingham. It should be Lark.
Okay. Well, we'll
Yeah.
make sure that.
Yeah, I was gonna contact you, but since we're talking, so.
Yeah, okay. I'll send that a note to Jamie right now to make that. Because yeah, and that's when I met you all, I never knew what Lark was. And it's funny, I use that sometimes if people know where Lark, Utah was, and a lot of people don't. So I said, yeah, well, because it's covered now.
It's not
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's flat.
Yeah. Is it flat or is it actually, are they building into, or not building, are they mining
It's
into?
the overburden from the old Kennecott copper mine is expanding, and you can go to the mine tours, and it's right there where Lark used to be. You can still see the cut of the earth where the terraces were heading, as part of the heights in Lark. So
Oh, we
The
need to do
ground-
that, Albert. We need to do that.
do what?
We need to do that. Go and see that.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. So
And then we'll cry.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm really excited, from all the work that we've done. And yeah, I think Jen Jen met you all in 2022, I want to say, in fall 2022. And then she introduced me and Ed, and that was it. We had our first scan and share with you all in January 2023.
Right.
And our other one in December 2023. And then Ed has done oral histories for us for this project. So I'm just really thankful that you all have welcomed us, especially me, into your group. And, I'm glad and really happy that we get to share it. And to be honest, because of such great relationship, that is one of the reasons that you are part of this exhibit, is because there's such a close connection and you all are so happy about history. So it just makes it that much easier to just, do that. So this is really, I think, for me and the people at the Museum of Utah, but for me too, this is really like a thank you for you all for letting us scan your items, for telling us your history, and for just letting me again be part of your group and continue this relationship. So yeah, I know there's more to come. This is just something to show, and again to thank you for all the work or for letting us, help you and be part of our project.
Well, thank you. It's been a great experience being
Thank
involved
you.
with your group.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Great
you,
work,
thank you.
Well, great work. If you need the dress, just let us know.
Oh yeah, I know. I really when we talked about it in our collections meeting, people were like, "Why can't we just build something bigger? We need it." But I don't know, it's just, with the space and everything has to be like we couldn't build more, I guess. So
It's a big
hopefully
dress. Yeah.
at least we get to show her. At least we
Yeah,
get a picture
Yes,
of her.
that's a beautiful photo.
even
That
farther.
needs to go in the Hispanic Museum when we do that, the Latino Museum here in
Even
Utah.
father was like commenting on the size of her dress at church and stuff. He goes, "Wow, that is a dress," because it would take the whole, it took the whole center aisle going up.
Yeah, no, that was huge. Beautiful, very beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get busy on a Hispanic museum though, you guys.
Okay.
We need one.
Okay, Rose, you're in charge.
First, I got to do the workshop on chocolate, and then that'll be my next project, Albert.
Okay. Any other questions or comments for Monique? Thank you so much, Monique, for
Thank you, Monique.
by and show us your work again. It's been a great relationship, and I'm sure we'll continue with more work and more events and whatnot. Okay.
Yes, we
Yeah,
love
and I
you,
also
Monique.
thank you. I just also want to say, I mean, I know like Miguel talked about his event, and um if it was public, UHS could possibly help promote it or even maybe funding. But
Yeah.
I guess why I'm saying that is because if you all ever have, ideas to do events or questions or, or you just want us to promote an event you're doing in our newsletter or social media, just reach out because there may be opportunities for us to do that, or again, maybe opportunities for us to fund something that you all are doing. So don't hesitate to ask. I mean, obviously, if we can't, I'll say no, but there's things that we could possibly do to help you. So just letting you know.
Thank you. Maybe
Sounds
someone
great.
should let Manuel know because he left. So
Yeah. And yeah, and I know Gloria, I still owe you some flyers, so we'll connect soon on that. And yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for letting me talk to you all today.
You bet.
thank you. Thank
Thank
you. Have a
you.
good day.
You
You're
too.
welcome to stick around, but we